Joanna, thank you for taking the time. How's the day going aside from answering the same questions over and over again and saying that Uppercut is amazing?
Uh, Thank you. I'm all as well. I love answering the questions. No, there's always a different answer to the questions. It's never the same.
Well said. So you play Rita in Uppercut. How much of Rita is there in you, the human being?
Oh my goodness, a lot. A lot. Yes, that's a speech that I gave in that is a speech I think I've given a lot of people over the years to encourage them to say, hey, this is what I see.
Hmm.
I think I see the truth here. I'm going to say it. I'm not going to stifle what I'm experiencing. And if you want this, you got to do this.
But
Oh,
it's all outside of the boxing context, correct?
yes, absolutely. I don't hold back.
Sure. When I look at your career, which I want to talk a little more a bit about, I don't think I saw any other boxing movies. Was this your first?
It was. It was. Yes, but I've done a lot of physical movies and stunt movies and all that. Yeah. So this is very comfortable to me to be around a situation that's not an intellectual exercise. Like get me in a ring. I'm very happy to be there.
Right. A multinational cast, of course. When and where was Uppercut filmed?
A lot of it in LA, and then of course the strike was taking place, so we had to bounce around, and then my scenes were shot in New York, Brooklyn.
Oh, in Brooklyn. Okay. Have you been filming a lot in Brooklyn in recent years?
Um, Not as much as I'd like to be, although I did do Odd Mom Out in New York, and there were scenes shot in Brooklyn there. Uh, and in fact, a lot of my stuff, because it was on a set.
Right. You never know these days where things are filmed, and you're originally from Camden. Have you ever gotten to film in Camden, New Jersey?
No, um, no. I mean, I was born in one place, but I really was raised in Haddonfield, New Jersey. Uh, that's basically where I grew up. Beautiful town, beautiful. Do you know it? Do you know that
Uh,
town?
the wife is originally from the Jersey Shore,
Oh,
so
okay,
you
okay.
you learn that Jersey people are very proud of being from Jersey and will tell you within the first 2 minutes of meeting them that they're from New Jersey. Do you still do that?
Of course I do. I mean, people laugh when you say you're from New Jersey, and I said, "Come on, it's a garden state. Give me a break." You know, and a lot of very famous people, as you know, came out of New Jersey. So of course, I'm proud of it. Yes,
Right.
I like being from the East Coast a lot.
Right. So we have to start the ballot campaign to get you into the Jersey Hall of Fame. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. I'm counting on you to start that.
Okay, we're going to do that. I mean, you do indirectly come up often in conversation around the home because the wife does say right on top of that rose on a regular basis. Is that a catchphrase that gets said to you often?
I can't even tell you. I was in the Turks and Caicos years ago doing a film, and this little girl in the distance, this was before all the ships came in and they built it up and everything. I mean, it was like a dirt road. And this little girl, God, she was like 400 feet away from me. She's, oh my God, are you Rose? And I had my red hair then. So she recognized me and yes, all the time. I love it. I love it.
But you have the distinction of being in the original and the remake in different roles.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
You know.
when people go, "Oh, Joanna, I love your work," is Blade Runner usually number one, and then number two is Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, or is it different depending on the age and demographics?
I'm always, yes, of course, the bigger films are the ones that got seen because they were promoted highly, etc. But I have people coming up to me and saying, "Oh my God, 240 Robert, you flew a helicopter in that." And let's see, what's another one? Oh, Ghost of Mars. People come
Sure.
up to me a lot. Under Fire with Gene Hackman and Nick Nolte and
Roger Rabbit, just a little indie film
yep.
like that.
Yes, but Blade Runner, I mean, it was a pretty wild part.
For sure. And they made you film decades later, another scene for that. That's also a distinction.
No, I could not bear seeing my stunt double go through the glass. I couldn't stand it. It was, it's my scene. I felt like that was my destiny.
Yeah.
So I kept bugging the filmmakers. I said, we have to reshoot that. So 25 years later, I still had the costume. I walked right into it. They put a wig on me, did the tattoo, and I filmed it again. And by the way, I don't know if you've seen it or not, that I did the snake dance about 9 years ago. It's on YouTube. It's Zora's snake dance. If you haven't seen it, you have to see it.
There you go. So back to Uppercut, which is why we were connected to speak in the first place.
Yep.
Um, how'd you wind up in this film? Was it a traditional ask of, hey, Joanna's right for it, or had you worked with producers from it before?
Well, I met Torsten and Louis and through my friends in Germany. And I think that, we just got talking about life and what we're all doing, blah, blah, blah. And they said, well, we're doing this film. And I said, God, that sounds so cool. I boxed for 2 years and God, that's something I would love to be in. And they said, you're in. They came to my house. I cooked them an omelet. And Torsten said, nobody has made an omelet like that for me. He said, you've got the job.
Did you have a nickname when you were boxing?
Jojo.
That works.
Yep.
Uh, so the last two questions here. So obviously we have to get you into the Jersey Hall of Fame. That's in the works. But the omelet that you made that wowed Torsten, could there
Yes.
be a Joanna Cassidy cookbook in the future?
Uh, no, more a book about my life, and the book is called Luminous Ghost.
Oh, is that actually in the works, or did I miss that that
In the
came
world.
out?
It hasn't been out. I'm writing it.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that book. And the last question I have for you,
Yeah.
generally, actors and actresses, we see them on screen, they do the junkets. The junkets are about the films, and we don't really learn about them as human beings. What do you do to decompress when you're not on set and not doing character work?
Um, I've done many, many things over the years. I had an antique store.
Hmm.
I had a landscaping business. I'm a photographer. I do houses. Um, I'm a dilettante. What can I tell you? And I'm not I'm not an expert at any one thing, but I'm damn good. I've got a good eye. I wish that I had at some point in time gotten into directing. I know people say it's not too late, but it's hard enough to be a woman and be a director, but you know, we'll see.
So if I can rudely interrupt you and paraphrase, it sounds like when you're not acting, you are not acting, and you're doing everything else in the world except acting.
Just about. Just about. But it's all part of being a creative person.
Hmm.
And, when I went to school to study fine art, that's what I went to Syracuse University. I was an artist, and that's how I saw myself as an artist or a scientist, and they all seem to flow into one another.
Okay. Well, I look forward to the book. I look forward to the future projects. And thank you for your time and years of great art, Joanna.
Thank you, Darren. I appreciate you.
Paltrocast.